0, 1. Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
What's going on, crypto fam? It's your boy, Ball Deep Crypto. Coming at you with another video tonight. We're going to be talking about Hedera HBAR. Seems like every time I want to talk about these, maybe it's just because of the new ISO 222 coming out July 14th. Crypto's just spiking, but I guess that's everywhere. As you can see, Hedera up 16% on the 24-hour. Doing some things, big moves. Love this project. They have 50 billion total supply with a max supply of 50 billion with 42 billion circulating. So this is definitely something to keep an eye on. As you can see at the bottom, the 1 hour, the 24, I mean, down the line, all green. Who doesn't love to see that? All right, let's get into a little bit more about Hedera here. Sorry. We're going to talk about the Hedera Council here now. This is basically an overview of the consensus, token service, smart contract, what they do. Service launching 6 council members in 2019 has grown to 30 industry-leading organizations from 11 industries worldwide. They have a commitment to building a robust, responsible, and globally recognized network with broad industry representation. Come down here. The 2 consecutive 3-year terms, designated. Looks like if you wanted to sign up, throw your LLC in there, see what you can do. But there are some big players that have been involved in this project. I'll just kind of swoop through here a little bit and give you a little bit of an idea. The Dutch Telecom, DLA Piper, a few, IBM, Boeing. I don't think Boeing's involved anymore, but they were in 2019. Google, Wipro, University College London, LG Electronics, Avery Dennison, Denton's joined, Australian Payments Plus joined, which we're going to get into that a little bit later here. Standard Bank, major player. The Alicity de France, sorry, I probably messed that up. Apologies if I did. Shinhan Bank, Chainlink Labs, the London School of Economics and Political Science, Indian Institute of Technology, Madras. We got DBS Bank, ServiceNow, Ubisoft, Aberdeen, Dell, Hitachi, BitGo, Aero Electronics, and Blockchain for Energy. So there's definitely a lot of huge players here. Hero is an open source code base that they use. It's a fully open source and managed by the Linux Foundation. Decentralized trust, ensured vendor neutral governance, and peace of mind for builders. So Hedera, definitely one of the big players, ISO 222 compliant. If I'm talking about it, that's the stuff that I love. Now let's see Dr. Lehman Baird speak about Hedera and what they're going to be doing. Looks like they're pushing for more of an AI future, which AI is the future. But let's see what he thinks about it and what his thoughts are for AI and Hedera HBAR.
No control. No one does. That's the point of building the decentralized trust. And so the governance that we have builds this kind of trust. And then, given this foundation, all the work that you all are doing is showing people that we can bring trust into the outside world. And this is what society right now is looking for. We have AI is an enormous problem and an enormous potential. I'm very, very excited about the future of AI. That's my background, actually. But the dangers are equally bad, and people are wondering, can we trust this AI? And the answer is, well, you can only trust this AI if you know what data it was trained on, and you know it was actually trained on that data, and you know what people have looked at that data and certified it, and so on. And so we're going to hear talks today about that, of how we in Hedera are bringing trust to the world of AI. And we can bring trust to other worlds as well. We can talk about key management. And it's not just Hedera, it's the whole industry now, working with other blockchains to bring direct, decentralized recovery, to bring trust there. I was just talking to someone today about how the industry as a whole needs better user interfaces so that people can't be tricked into signing things they shouldn't sign. We saw this week. Trust, again, is the foundation. And so I think Hedera's community here is building trust in ways that we just don't see other places. And this is our purpose, is to build trust.
Here we go. Build trust, AI, using AI. Interesting. We'll see how that goes. It seems like the future is going more towards that. Looks like AI and Hedera are going to be big steps and big collaboration into that world together. It looks like that's something that Dr. Baird is definitely a fan of, and in his forte, pretty much. All right, now let's talk about Hedera and quantum. You know, a lot of people talk about quantum computers being able to get in, hack, take your information, everything else. It looks like Hedera is already planning for it and setting the rails to be at the forefront instead of trying to fix it on the back end, which is something I would think is, in my opinion, is something that is very appealing. You know, if quantum computers are going to be able to crack anything, being quantum resistant even now and being prepared for it is important in my opinion. So post-quantum cryptography is forecast to surpass 1 billion by 2030. It's positioned via its partnership with Seal SQ and IBM. It's ABI research as a key driver in the PQC space, Seal. Seals is directly working with Hedera to bring quantum-proof infrastructure to Web3. This is much bigger than it seems. Sorry for the Chip-used NIST recommended PQC algorithms. It's designed to secure identities, payments, and transactions against quantum attacks. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. QS7001 will be integrated to quantum-proof public blockchains like Hedera to enable secure identities, payments, and document validation. This is not hype, it's already happening. Enter now IBM, a global quantum computing pioneer and a Hedera governing council member since 2019. We've talked about that. IBM is exploring hybrid DLT solutions, digital ID tools like DICE, and quantum secure enterprises use cases, all with Hedera tech under the hood. PQC is becoming a 1 billion plus industry. Seals Q develops quantum chips, partnering with Hedera. IBM, next level synergy. Hedera is building the future-proof layer of Web 3. Very important, as you can see down here. Just ready for it. Let's go. Semiconductors, quantum. Hedera is already prepping for the future, already preparing and being as secure as it can be. Much shout out to my man Marco again. Probably a staple in most of my videos. Really appreciate the stuff he puts out. Now let's go over here. We also have Mark. Don't know who that guy is, but shout out to Mark. Talking about NVIDIA. NVIDIA, now this is big. NVIDIA is one of the largest companies in the United States. I think it's $3 billion, which is crazy. NVIDIA taps HBAR to power verifiable AI governance at scale. As you just heard Dr. Baird talking about that. AI, obviously, if NVIDIA is tapping into them, I would think that they see something and know something about this AI governance that Dr. Baird is implementing and putting to scale. So, exciting times. Equity Lab developed on Blackwell chips. NVIDIA, like I said, is worth 3.3 trillion. Will manufacture 1.5 million Blackwell chips starting in late 2025. A significant portion will support verifiable compute, with Equity Labs tech registering governance data on Hedera's public blockchain. There we go. That's probably why it's been jumping. You put NVIDIA's name in front of anything in partnership, I'm sure it's going to spike and help that company's overall brand. NVIDIA is a major player. Equity Labs implementation on Blackwell delivers 400,000x faster cryptographic proofs versus traditional methods. Ooh, I don't know. I'm not a computer guy, but that seems fast. Accenture is rolling this out across sovereign AI applications in the public sector, including defense and public critical workflows. The future is literally built on Hedera. There we go. I'll tell you what. This guy down here said it right. I'll say it. I'll copy what he said. Damn, HBAR. They doing things. Correct. Now let's talk about something else that HBAR is doing and something that came about. We're going to talk about Project Acacia, Australia's bold move into tokenized asset settlement and what it means for fintech in 2025. Now, this is a recent development also that recently just came out, caught my eye. Australia just took a major leap into the future of finance with the Reserve Bank of Australia, the Digital Finance Corporation Cooperative Research Center, officially announcing the industry participants for Project Acacia. The country is now on the forefront of global exploration into tokenized asset settlement, digital money innovation, and distributed ledger infrastructure. Boom. Very, very exciting here. What it basically is it's going to be 19 pilot projects involving real money and real assets. So we're talking about moving digital currency, money into digital currency, and also RWA, the tokenization of assets. 5 proof of concept tests simulating transactions. Now, these use cases will be fixed income markets, private capital markets, trade receivables, and carbon credit trading. And here we go. They decided that the DLT platforms will include Hedera. I'm not going to go over the other ones. Red Belly Network, R3 Corda. XDC just did a video about that. That is exciting for XDC as well. Love them both. ISO 222 compliant. Canvas Connect. And looks like that's about it that I know of, at least. Now, this project has full regulatory clearance. So that's nice. It's a live proving ground. So this is, sink or swim time. So they're going to put these DLTs and these networks to the test. Why is this a game changer? It's going to be tokenized real world assets, stable coins and digital AUD, smart contracts, and cross-border payments. Project Acacia gives the entire financial ecosystem, from startups to the big 4 banks, a chance to experiment with new forms of money, infrastructure, and settlement logic. This is the future of money, as we say. This is the rails that all money will move on. This is the step. A country as large as Australia is saying, we are here, we see the future, and we're going to be a part of it. We're not going to be left in the past. So very, very exciting for Hedera to be a part of this project. To be one of the chosen ones in this project speaks volume again about the infrastructure, what they're doing, NVIDIA, AI, quantum proofing. This is really, really major. Now, I try to look up and see how much this was going to be, and I was looking at it, and everything it told me it was just going to save around $19 billion a year in transactions and costs for consumers and for the public. So by looking at this list here, I was like, you know what, I'm going to go to Grok, and I'm going to see what the heck these things are, because I'm not from Australia. I don't know exactly what it does. So I went to the conclusion side. I just basically said, what is the total value that is moved per year? So if we go to the Commonwealth Bank of Australia, it says that the annual money moved is not available, but the bank facilitates hundreds of billions of dollars in transactions annually. Based on processing of over 20 million payments daily, significant growth in deposits, 730 billion plus in total deposits inferred from growth rates, and lending increases, 8.6 billion in home loans and 2.1 billion in business loans in Q1 from 2025 alone. So as you can see, we're talking about a lot of money moving around. I went over to West Bank. All of these, I asked that same exact question. Annual money moved on these banks, networks, or financial infrastructures, just for a preference of it. So Westpac, it's driven by its 471 billion home loan portfolio. So there we go. We've got 471 billion in home loan going on. Significant business lending growth and extensive payment processing capabilities, domestic and internationally. So they go with the cross-border payments. Again, that's not an exact figure. These are just all guesstimates. And by the way, none of this is financial advice. Sorry, throw that one in there for you. And I do all these without editing, so I'm sorry if it's not your cup of tea, it's not professionally done. Just kind of reading it beforehand, and then I'm kind of going through it with you as I talk, just trying to give you an idea, just to give you an insight, hopefully something that you can take and learn, like I'm trying to learn along the way, you know. Knowledge is power. We're all growing. Anyways, ANZ. They says that their operations facilitate hundreds of billions of dollars annually in transactions, driven by an estimated 300 to 400 billion home loan portfolio, millions of daily payments, potentially 250 to 365 billion annually based on speculative estimates, and significant deposit and business lending activity for over 6 million customers. It says the Suncorp acquisition has increased this capacity by adding 57 billion in lending assets. So that's ANZ. Now let's get over to Northern Trust, Australia. It facilitates substantial money movements through asset management, 65 to 130 billion AUM estimated. Asset servicing, part of 14.2 trillion global assets under custody and administration, and wealth management for high net worth clients, likely involving tens to hundreds of billions annually in Australia. However, like I said, not exact. Now let's get down over here and let's go to financial infrastructure. What we have there for Australian Payments Plus, it says it facilitates an estimated hundreds of billions to potentially trillions of dollars annually in Australia through its NPP BPAY and EFT POS platforms, with 3.9 billion transactions processed in 2022. I guess it must be the most current update on that, but I imagine it's grown or similar. And 18.5 million pay IDs driving real-time payments. Recent developments like PayTO, 90% plus retail account coverage, Connect ID, and the 2025 CBDC platform Project Acacia enhance its capacity for secure, efficient money movement. I'm just seeing dollar bills, y'all. How exciting for HBAR. And also, Arcorda 3, XTC also part of this as well. So, bang, 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 bang. Anyways, ProsX Group, a Perth-based fintech, facilitates money movement through its digital syndicated royalty platform, enabling mining companies to raise non-dilutive capital via tokenized royalties on Ethereum. So it looks like this one's Ethereum-based. It says it's July 2020. This is maybe where our quarter comes in potentially. Maybe Hedera as well. They probably have that. Pilot capital raise. Part of the RBA's Project Acacia could move 1 to 10 million initially, with potential to scale to tens or hundreds of millions annually as the platform grows. Okay, there we go. Prospects. It looks like Fortex Solutions facilitates money movement through its AUDF stablecoin and OTC digital asset trading, targeting institutional clients with blockchain-based payments and compliance solutions. Fort Rules Engine. Estimated annual money moved is likely to be 10 to 100 million range, speculative based on early stage fintech activity. But it has a potential to grow, obviously being part of the Project Acacia. So there we are. Here it is. The platform kind of breaks it down. Hedera, what they're saying about Hedera Hashgraph is it's a fast ABFT consensus layer ideal for micropayments and verifiable transactions. Hedera. Very fast, very cheap, very, very juicy. Even at 20 cents, it's looking like it's nice. Again, not financial advice. R3 Corda, a favored choice among financial institutions for its privacy and smart contract capabilities, which we already knew that. And here it is talking about the impact. It's going to save 19 billion per year. That's really very, very good. Obviously, savings, money moved on it, yada, yada, yada. Project Acacia, very, very sexy, beautiful project to be a part of, and one of many that I feel Hedera will be. I feel like Hedera is one of the chosen ones as well. really feel like they've got themselves in with everybody. So this is just a part of it. I'm going to end the video with a video by Smoke. And this is the CEO of Citibank. This video resonates with me. It's been a while since I've watched it, but I figured I'd leave it with you in case you haven't seen it. I don't know sure if this was to a group of shareholder stocks. I don't know, but basically she's telling you crypto, blockchain is the future. It's a once-in-a-lifetime revolution, and if we don't get in, we're going to be left in the past. And this is somebody, like I said, I am not a wealthy person, unfortunately. I'm trying to be wealthier with my knowledge and learning of this new asset class, and hopefully being early enough to where I can be wealthy and not have to worry about little things and just enjoy life like I wish we all could. But she basically is somebody who's moving $4 trillion a day. And when she's telling you this, you should probably listen. But again, not financial advice. Let's just see what she has to say.
Our long careers, but it does feel like we're in the midst of a once-in-a-lifetime shift. The architecture of finance, and by that I mean global currencies all the way down to payments, lending and deposits. It's unbundling bit by bit, and it's rebundling around a new, largely digital architecture. And this happened in trading over the last few decades, and it was an evolution. But what we're seeing now is more of a revolution, with new architectures supplanting old ones. And the way our industry has operated for decades, it's going to be replaced with new ways. And the scale and the speed required to serve our clients, it's of a completely different magnitude. So here at Citi, where we move over $4 trillion globally each day, where we enable clients to issue payments in 144 different currencies, where we do business in more than 160 different countries, and are on the ground in nearly 100 of them, well, we have a deep appreciation for scale and agility. And we're seeing how the world is becoming more global and more local at the same time, and how it's becoming faster and how it's becoming more complex. We're reshaping our firm and our exceptional assets so that we maintain our relevancy and we continue to deliver for clients.